Hog Nation, to another segment of the Other Guys Sports Show. Week 11, heck of a week 10. Gosh, dog it. But anyway, let's go around the table, introduce ourselves.
I'm Aldo Garza.
Robert Martinez.
John Guerrero.
And Bobby Castillo.
And myself, David Guerrero. Heck of a week. We also to thank John Guerrero for coming in, be part of the show today. So anyway, man, week 10, hell of a game. 19-21.
And Pearsall.
A lot of us just came, just surprisingly, the last couple of minutes, I think, really just went and depicted the whole game, the last 3 minutes. I know we took the lead right before half, 13-14. Luckily, they missed that field goal at the end, or in the beginning of the first score. But I think we came through. I think we came through.
I was a little bit worried how the first two drives of Pearsall.
They scored right off the bat.
Right off the bat, that was concerning. Oh man, it's gonna be a long game.
Yeah, well, they had a fast-paced offense there, and no huddle. They went in, got their plays in, and they were rushing in, getting those points. And Robert, I think that defensive stop basically is what got the momentum, and we started driving ourselves.
It was like inside the 10 or
we stopped them from scoring, and from there, and I told them, I go, we have the momentum now, and I think that just built up on it, and it just went crazy from there. But I as well, as soon as they scored, I like, dadgummit, it's coming. And, they're a rushing team, Pearsall, but honestly, I just saw one or two guys that really rushed the ball. I mean, the quarterback was all over the place, but they didn't pass it all, only when they had to.
Well, only that trick play, or I guess it wasn't a trick play, no.
No, that
a pitch pass.
Yeah, but even like that, our secondary kind of fell asleep on that one a little bit. They had that receiver go in the back, but other than that,
the second quarter, right?
Yeah, right before the half.
And on before the end of the half of the last play there, we had an injury on Pearsall, and it was their number 45, one of the running backs. So he was one of the key running backs for Pearsall. That I saw him in the second half. He was wearing just his jersey and a cap.
He never came back.
He was out. I think he had a concussion, so that helped us out as well. So, but
there was a lot of hard hitting, and we predicted it's going to be
and like we said, it wasn't for the faint of heart. It wasn't for the
physical. Even
it was for the faint of heart.
Yeah, even I think the quarterback too was walking gingerly. I think in the second half, I think he rolled over his ankle or something like that.
I think Crystal City's defense, they stepped it up.
Yeah, I think that we've been progressing every week.
And we got some hard hitting from our linebackers, our secondary, number 66 Garza.
Yeah,
he was out there. A little sluggish in the beginning. The first quarter, a little sluggish, but as soon as they got that momentum, they was just downhill from there.
Especially when that who was it, floated the wide receiver and they made that awesome touchdown catch.
I want
catch.
I want to give him the props now. Is that Carlos Flores basically saved our offense there, because when we were in a bind with Felix running, and that Carlos Flores pulled us out of that. He just did it. He with those great catches on third and long, and he got those first downs for us and really did.
Because honestly, that should have been intercepted.
Yes,
that ball should have been intercepted in the end zone. But Carlos just went, you know what? That's my ball.
No, it won't be. This won't be. I'm making the first down.
Well, not only that, a first down, the touchdown.
He had several key first downs.
He just reached over the guy and grabbed it.
Yeah, it was a little bit underthrown, and we just went over his back and pulled it behind him.
Actually, if we would have sent it to ESPN, it could have been easily top 10.
Yes.
Easily. Da-da-dun, easily, right?
Yeah. We'll send it to see what we can get an SPO.
I got some people on the inside, so maybe after that,
we need a huddle account.
We'll be in the SPs.
I'm telling you, I got a tuxedo ready. We're ready to go. But either way, that win kind of sealed our second place on the district,
and that's what we were playing for. And then we needed that positioning for our community, for our team. Now we're gonna be able to face either the winner between Lido and Hondo. Is my understanding. So, I think we can match up with them. I think if we would have gone with Wimberley or Novato, it would have been a tougher.
Well, you know how Novato is in the district. They played the first two games and they allowed 0 points to their 72 points of scoring. So that in itself is, I mean, you don't want to face somebody like that.
Navarro is they're like 2 levels ahead of everybody.
I'm waiting for them to get moved up to 6A, like Lake Travis or something like that. But anyway, Bobby, you were up there, you were commentating and everything. How'd the fans look?
The fans looked awesome. I think we had the actual advantage on the crowd.
And that's what I was going to say. Even though we were playing at Pearsall, racial to racial proportion, I think Crystal City fans outnumbered the Pearsall fans a little bit more.
We weren't celebrating Halloween as much as they were.
I think they wanted
being at home. I would have thought they would be supporting, because they were playing for the same position we were. They were playing for second place. That should have been something that their community should be pulling behind them. And
right.
I didn't see that. I saw that in our end. I saw our fans. We had more fans than Pearsall, just like you're saying, David. Yeah. And props to you guys for that first down. As I was commentating, I was enjoying, getting that crowd involved in that ball game. And late in that game, and I've gotten told, I don't know if FCC is after me on the radio, because I might have slipped a few words there.
That's all right. We'll have a plate sale fine. Pay that fine.
But I know I didn't say any bad words though. They were all good words. Because they came from the heart, man. I mean, when you saw those referees, I felt like they were trying to steal that ball game. Giving them a chance to come back, because, I don't know what else to call it, but either somebody had, I don't know.
Yeah, but I understand one mistake. Nobody's perfect, but I think there were like mistake after mistake, especially in the fourth quarter.
And I believe that, like you said, the fourth quarter, which was very critical, because we were about to score and kind of seal it for it. Because if we would have scored the last drive, we would have sealed it, because it would have been a two possession game. Exactly. And the way Pearsall was scoring, they weren't scoring on in a second or two. They like us were dragging along, sucking all that clock out, but they were moving the ball little. But I think the defense, props to the defensive line, linebackers, the secondary, they stood up. They stood up to the challenge, and it came through, a lot.
And I don't know if we want to describe what I saw, David. It was that it was a 4th and short, basically, and we had to get to the 20, or was it the 30-yard line?
Right.
And being the fact that was the line, it was a white line, so you could basically be able to measure with your eyes, saying, we saw the football on the north end of the line, and the referee walked into the line and basically looked at the side and says it was no first down. It was first down for Pearsall, and the crowd got like, hey, wait a minute, because we saw the sideline judge right on that marker, and basically giving us the first down as he walked into the field. And I heard the coaches on top over there in the bleachers screaming, "Coach, go fight that, go fight that, go fight that." And it was awesome to watch our coach go out there and dispute it, and at least got a measuring out of it.
Yeah.
And then I heard the crowd go, hey, and then I wasn't paying attention, because I was glad that he was debating it, thinking, oh, this is a first down. And then all of a sudden I saw the football on the south end of the line.
Yeah.
And that's where, it was kind of hard to disguise, because if it would have been, on the regular yard markers, it's kind of hard to say, hey, you moved it 7 inches, behind, you can't tell. But in this case, it was an actual white line.
And not only that, Bobby, after they measured and they declared it was a first down, they moved the ball back to the 29-yard line.
Like,
I go, wait a minute, measure it now, because we missed it by maybe 6-7 inches.
Yeah,
when they reestablished the ball. But that was crazy.
So just in fact that happened, and then all of a sudden the clock management from the Pearsall,
it was poor to say. It was
became an issue there, and our crowd got behind and props to our coaches, our AD, to go and contest the calls, because I think that sometimes the referees are human, just like Robert says, they're gonna make mistakes, but sometimes you gotta put it on them that the crowd is noticing, they're noticing. They need to get their act together, and it helps. Sometimes you don't want to be too bad, or be banging on the referees, because you can get those bad calls. But when you're trying to find, I think he shed some light on, and they basically says, you know what, we can't be doing this, because one of the things that happened was a few seconds left, they ran a third down, and the guy basically threw the ball down to stop the clock, and they were leaving them on third down. the hit rate was saying it was third down when, in fact,
it was-
when you down the ball, it's a last down.
Right.
And they were trying to get away with it.
I know.
With
It was crazy.
And I'm like, and once again, our coach went and fought it, and they got together and they called and said, you know what, it's right, it's
Right.
fourth down play.
I'll tell you, Bobby, I think I had
Yeah.
2 heart attacks and like 3 strokes that game.
Yeah,
But what do you think about that play? No, I know we're talking about positive for Crystal. Now, one of the negatives on that fourth down play, I don't know why they got away with the quarterback sneak. The quarterback sneak was working real successfully. This time around, when they didn't get the first down, it was fourth and short. And they gave it to the running back, and they didn't make it. But I think they should have stuck with the quarterback sneak.
And I think it's worked for us
Yeah.
in other games. I know we did the quarterback sneak in Korea, but in this game, we did it. I think we did it twice. I think, and it was successful.
And we got more than 1 yard.
Yeah,
out of
we
it
got
every
like
time.
over.
One was a 10-yarder.
And one was a 10-yarder.
But either way, it was a heck of a game. That's the way you want to see games. 1921. Of course, officiating didn't help a little bit, but either way, it was a very good game. I don't know. Did you hear it on the radio? I don't know the game.
It's too close for me.
No, but it was gonna be close. We expected it to be a close
But
game.
we always thought it would, except for Alvaro.
because Pierce-
I thought it was going to be a shootout, but it was going to be kind of close.
Yeah.
But I knew it was not going to be a blowout, though. I know it's going to be like a grinding out game, and it was a grinding out game.
Yeah, and actually, and I was surprised. Pearsall, and I think most of the teams we faced, they've been keen on our running.
Right.
And they do. They load up the line,
box
eight men in the box, and they're sniffing out Felix Sanchez, and they're sniffing him out. But our pass came through, man.
Yeah, and we talked about Carlos, and Carlos basically helped us on those key plays to extend the offensive drives there for us.
And it's funny though. We mentioned during the season that the field goal kicking would be key during the season, and if he was big during this game, he made all the extra points, and Pearsall missed his extra points, and at the end that's where the game was determined right there.
Yeah, Uriel Ibarra has been, he's basically saving our season here with his legs.
And you've always mentioned the kicker.
Yeah,
the kicker is coming through for us.
Yeah.
I mean, if it wasn't for all the extra points he made, Pearsall, like I said, they missed out on the opportunity to make that extra points. But other than that, I mean, we played pretty darn good. I was impressed with everybody. It wasn't just this one. Yeah, Felix Sanchez, but he was struggling a little bit because they were keen on him. He had a couple of plays he was maybe 2 tackles away from breaking it.
Yeah.
It was hard to bring down. But Silvas, his brother Austin, the passing, it all came through. So, I mean, and I know we have some stats here. And let me see. You got the stats on there, Bobby, that you want to go through real quick?
Yeah, I mean, Felix Sanchez basically was our workhorse in this ball game. He had 33 rushes and he had 206 yards, 2 touchdowns, and the second leading rusher was Sebastian Mendoza with 5 rushes for 16 yards, and they were basically quarterback sneaks there, Robert.
Exactly.
And then we had Gustavo Jimenez 1 for 8 yards, Noe Rivera 1 for 6 yards, Keenan Mata 1 for 6 yards, Austin Sanchez 1 for 2 yards, and Christian Silvas 1 for 1 yard. So our rushing basically was dominated by Felix Sanchez, and on the passing side it was Carlos Flores with 4 receptions, 66 yards. I mean, he was targeted. I want to see here the passing attempts was 9 attempts, and 4 of those receptions were for Carlos Flores for 66 yards and that one big touchdown that we had. Felix Sanchez had just 1 reception for 12 yards. So I mean, great overall. I mean, and Sebastian, that's a great completion rate.
Right.
Not bad at all.
5 out of 9.
I think one other thing, and we made it obvious in the previous game against Poteet, that I think Crystal's doing better on the penalties. We saw some penalties, but not as many as early in the season. So that's real positive moving forward.
Yeah, we had only 3 penalties in this ball game, which was a real disciplined ball game. But at the end, it wasn't the flags; it was just basically the calls that was hurting us.
Yeah.
So
And, we could have easily. I think during that game we could probably easily score more points, but you give credit to Pearsall. Pearsall did good too.
Yeah, and like I said, they were fighting for position just as we were.
Pearsall was fighting for like a chance at first place too.
Well, yeah, because they got to play
Divine.
Divine this week. Well, actually tonight.
Yeah.
So, either way, I know there was another game as well. Was it Poteet versus Divine?
Yeah,
So-
I think that wasn't a close game.
No, it wasn't a close game at all.
I know, John, you were there. Did
Yeah.
you? What did you see?
That Poteet came out fired up. I mean, they're playing at their home spot, and they have a great facility, the brand new football field.
Oh, really?
Everything's redone. It is a nice facility. So the kids got a lot of pride in their home stadium. So they came out firing a little bit, and they gained some yards, and then Divine just asserted themselves like they do. They always do. There's no question what they're going to do.
Yeah.
You know what's coming, and they have the aura of like, all right, stop us now.
Yeah.
We're going to do this and stop us. I'll give Poteet their due. They kept on fighting to the end, and they kept fighting. I think it was like 34-0 at half, and they kept fighting and came out the second half and kept doing some of the same things they've been doing all year and try to sustain a drive. And at the end, Divine just took over and finally dominated the whole game in its entirety.
Yeah, and of course, Divine pretty much is sitting at first place right now. Even though if Pearsall beats them, it's going to go down to points.
Yeah.
Basically.
If Pearsall would upset Divine, then you got 3 teams at 3-1. Now that's a big if. I mean,
Yeah.
like I said, Divine's a final machine, and Pearsall. I mean, they do a good job. Coach Silva over there, Coach Graff, they do a good job. Those are experienced coaches that they can put a good scheme into place. And on the other side, Coach Quisenberry and Coach Crosby do a great job of what they do. They've been doing it there for a long time.
There.
So it should be a good ball game. I mean, that should be a pretty good little ball game. I mean, Pearsall's going to come out fired up and everything because they know what's at stake.
At Divine, right? It's going to be playing at Divine.
It should be a Divine, yes, I believe.
And they're
so.
both, well, and like I said, and we'll talk about it later in our other segment, but they're both running teams. Divine, Joe Guerrero, heck of a, he's our cousin.
Right.
I told you that, Bobby.
I'm still looking for my cousin. I don't find anybody there. Martinez, maybe in the playoffs.
Maybe in the playoffs. There you go. But either way, they're both a rushing team. Now, when you have 2 rushing teams, of course, the clock goes quick because you're not dropping passes. You take a little bit longer to get the first downs. But I think if anything, Divine has that edge though on them. But we'll talk about it in a little bit. But just what was the final score for Divine versus Poteet was 50-0.
50-0.
And like you said, Bobby, Poteet is the ticket for everybody to the playoffs.
Take it to the playoffs. and I'm rooting for Carrizo Springs Wildcats this weekend. Hopefully, they'll be able to take care of business and take care of Poteet there.
Now, the stats a little bit on the Divine and Poteet game. Of course, total yards for Divine, 497 yards against Poteet's 126, though. 21 first downs for Divine versus Poteet's 6. They never went into the end zone. They had their reservations for 6 was canceled all 4 quarters.
As a matter of fact, they were averaging 6 points a season. So.
Yeah.
So in that sense, pretty much is a total domination in that part. But either way, we're gonna go ahead and take a quick break. Don't forget, you can hook us up on the internet.
Facebook.com/otherguysportshow.
So if you have any comments or anything like that, let us know on there. Here we're gonna keep coming back on KGR 94.3, the Other Guys Sports Show. So we'll be right back.
Keep tuned.
All right, welcome back, Hog Nation. We're back to the second segment of the Other Guys Sports Show. You can catch us on what station, Bobby?
94.3 KHER.
And we can hook us up at the website.
Facebook.com/otherguysportshow.
So go on the website, give us some information, give us any critique per se.
Yeah, any feedback.
Any feedback would be great.
Positive or negative, but hopefully positive.
I'll take the negative.
We're deleting the negative.
That's right. But anyway, so recap on Pearsall, 1921. We'll take that win, even though the refs weren't helping us. But
Win to win.
But it was still a great victory for our
great
community,
game.
for our players, our coaching staff, everybody around. It's awesome to be second place in our district. It was great to know that we were, for years, I was here, the almost team. We almost won. We almost got it. Well, we went over the hump today and we got it done.
Pretty much selected. Yeah.
Even I saw several preseason polls. We were ranked to be last, dead last in our district.
So
go to show you.
So to them, ha! But anyway, week 11 is here. We have a bye. I think we can beat the bye this year.
Beat it
I think we're like 40-point favorite on that one on the bye. But either way, we have other teams from our district. We have Carrizo facing Poteet at Carrizo. So what do we think? I don't know. You want to open that one up?
Oh, but before we do that, let me do the recap.
Recap. Tell me the magic. Show me the money.
It's funny, David, you brought that comment. Anyways, out of 11 games, David's making a comeback. He got 10 correct picks.
Say that again?
10. I know.
Wow.
I have to do a double take on that. 10, and Bobby has 9.
Wow.
Not bad. And myself, 9. And Alvaro also had 9 correct picks.
So you only gain 1 point, really.
That's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
It's worth paying that brujo to tell me what to pick.
So basically, the only wrong pick that David selected was against Sabinal. You predicted Sabinal to win, and a bracket came out of nowhere and beat Sabinal.
But I think Sabinal made it a close game, or
no, they won them convincingly, 35-21 bracket.
I thought it was a little bit closer.
Bracket one.
Bracket 1.
They got the refs.
You're talking about bracket, the one that LaPrior beat.
Yes, the one that Power beat.
Wow. Okay.
And bracket beat Crystal, right?
And bracket beat Crystal.
The bracket refs beat Crystal. Come on.
Oh, come on.
And let me just go down the scores real quick.
So who's still the overall leading on those?
Well, wait. Let's go over with.
You want to mention that?
No. Let's run through.
Okay, let's go and run through it. Out of 95 picks, this is a whole. In this case,
95 picks.
95 picks.
Dang it.
95 picks. David has 63 correct picks.
Oh wow.
Bobby has 67, still in the league. I'm dropping. I'm 64.
Oh.
And Alvaro at 65.
So I still have.
We got one more week.
Game.
None of us are passing.
Yeah.
We got one more week, baby.
So Bobby has the lead.
All
And
right.
we're going straight through. Even the playoffs will be picks.
I win the state championship.
Whatever Bobby's picking, give me the opposite.
Let me go over some games real quick. We covered Crystal and Divine's game. Let me jump into La Pryor. Now, La Pryor was defeated at Dehanes. Dehanes won it 36-30. That was a good hell of a game right there. So I think Dehanes is district champs on that already. And the next game, Southside lost against Uvalde, 21-14.
Yeah, Uvalde.
Uvalde played real good. That was a low-scoring game.
Yeah.
Quite surprising. Laredo Martin lost against Eagle Pass win, 21-7. The next team, Laredo Alexandria, beat Eagle Pass Eagles 49-14. Now Eagle Pass, they're dropping. I don't know what's going on with them though.
Yeah, what's
They
going on
start
with
out
the
strong,
Eagles?
but they actually CC Win is doing a lot better than Eagle Pass right now.
I think CC Win might have a chance to even clinch a playoff berth.
Yeah.
And the next game here, Hondo defeated Llano 28-0. Normally, Llano, they're a powerhouse team, but for the last few years, they're not been doing so good.
Wow.
Now, like I mentioned, Bracket defeated Sabinal 35-21. Cutula beat Dilley 26-25 in double overtime. That was a heck of a game right there.
Pretty good game.
Uh-huh. And Bernie defeated Bandera 24-15. And this one, my upset pick of the week, but I was definitely wrong. Cuero destroyed Ingleside 56-14.
Told you about Cuero, man. Ingleside, I mean, they're not the same as before.
Yeah, and my game of the week, it wasn't that good game of the week. The Mason Punchers punch Johnson City 34-6.
Oh yeah, yeah. That was yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't that good, but
But let's
I'm
start
excited.
off. We got week 11. We got week 11, and it's the final week of high school football. Sad to say, but hey, we want to see the playoffs. We want to see the playoffs come around. So, what do we got? What do we got, Robert?
okay, let's kick it off by, you know what? Let's do Puchit and Carrizo. Kick it off the bat.
Right. For our guest here.
For our guests here, let's predict Puchit's coming to the game at 0-9, 0-3 in district at Carrizo at homecoming.
Right.
And Carrizo coming to the game at 1-8,
Right.
0-3 in district. So this basically for a playoff berth right here.
This is for fourth place. And
Fourth place.
Fourth place. So let me take the lead on this one. Now, Poteet, God, you kind of want to root for the underdog a little bit.
Yeah.
But this underdog, I don't think.
Well, there's two underdogs right there.
Well, let me tell you this much. Poteet's got the underdog because they haven't won a game all year. And not only that, sometimes they even haven't scored. But the thing is, this underdog got no bite.
They have the bite.
They got no bite. You know what? I think they're going to come out and they're going to take out all the trick plays out of their sleeves. And it's kind of a last minute hope. But to play in Carrizo, I don't know. And not only that, it's homecoming.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, give me Carrizo 28-7.
28-7.
28-7.
A convincing win, huh?
Convincing win, yeah.
They're no underdogs, they're just dogs in this game. So Carrizo has shown they can score against bigger teams. Like
Yeah.
they've scored against Pearsall, they scored against us.
They scored against us.
You scored against Divine, right? Or no?
Yes.
Even against Divine. Even against Divine, they put up some points.
Yeah.
So, and Poteet, only the Pearsall game they really showed up.
Yeah.
So I'm going Carrizo with this one.
What do you got him at?
I say 10-3.
Oh, 10-3. You're such a generous man. God almighty.
And then with a field goal, Puchit.
Yeah, 10-3.
I didn't know. I don't think they have a kicker.
I'll make it believable maybe for a safety, maybe.
I think in this game, I feel that Carrizo does have the advantage. I think Poteet, coaches know that it's just a quarterback, basically the only threat for Poteet, and Carrizo does have the edge on Jesse Rodriguez. I think he's one hell of an athlete. I think he'll be able to have their number against Poteet, but I wonder if the weather will be
A factor.
because one of the things that Poteet did well was passing, and I think if it's raining, I think the edge goes to Carrizo, and so I'll say Carrizo will win it, but I think they continue missing those extra points.
There you go.
No scoring game.
So I say 12-0.
I
Wow.
like that score.
12-0 Carrizo Springs. I think they'll take it. It might be more, but I'm sticking with 6 points at a time. No extra points.
Well, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, John. Do you have any key players coming back, or everything's pretty much set already?
Well, it kind of helped that we had an open finally. I mean, we've been banged up pretty good. We got some guys healthy. We still worked out the rest of the week, and but we kind of went shoulder pads and just shorts and helmet. Kind of not bang on each other a lot.
Right.
So that helped a lot of our guys get healthy. Poteet does a good job, though. Poteet does a good job. They got a good quarterback. I mean, and they're going to fight. They know what's on the line. They know that if they win this game, they make the playoffs too.
But the advantage, of course, of Carrizo is you had 2 weeks to prepare as well.
Yeah, exactly. We've had 2 weeks to prepare. I think we're going in with a good game plan. The weather's going to take a little bit of effect. It's homecoming. It should be a great ball game.
Yeah.
I'm going. Of course, I believe we're going to win.
There you go.
I think we're going to win. There's no doubt about it.
I don't like that crazy look in your eye, Robert. Oh my God! I like the look, Robert. God almighty.
I'm behind
If anybody's out there, we're taking applications for new co-hosts.
I'm behind.
We just need
And
more additional.
I feel a little crazy today.
Oh,
Don't do
that's
it.
every other Thursday.
Don't do it, Rob.
I feel a little crazy today.
Don't do it.
Even though
Do it.
I might be in a limb here. On a limb. I'm going with Poteet.
I'm out of here. I'm out of here.
One
Man,
and nine.
thank you very much for joining us. I'm closing this
Poteet
off.
going to a playoff 1-9.
Wow.
I'm telling you, they're gonna pull it off. They're gonna pull it off. 21-20.
Wow. Now that was sting. Walk right there.
God.
I'm going for it.
Okay. Where do you get this from?
Huh?
Where do you get it? You got Carrizo preparing 2 weeks for Poteet.
Well,
You got Poteet that just got whooped
Hasn't scored in 2
by
weeks.
Divine.
plus everybody got steamrolled by Divine, so you can't say that, you can't say
Look,
much.
we scored against Divine.
Yeah, but not enough.
I just can't
Bobby,
see Poteet.
tell me why.
Robert, I think he said it best there.
It-
Going crazy.
I know. I think it is, but that's why they call it an upset. There's gonna be an upset right there. An upset.
At Carrizo.
At Carrizo, exactly.
You know, Poteet, most people aren't even going to show up to the game.
I know, but still, maybe I want to see the parade. Carrizo has. Carrizo have a parade.
Homecoming parade.
I don't know. Tell me. You're a college graduate.
Because I
Tell
have a
me.
feeling that Poteet.
I have no idea.
I think that Poteet, they're a team that want to win too, and I have a feeling that honestly they believe they can beat Carrizo.
Well, and just so he won't be as crazy, but Poteet has a chance.
Yeah, they have a
And
chance.
Carrizo cannot take him lightly.
No.
One of the things that can happen as an upset there will be if Carrizo goes in thinking they're overconfident that Poteet's here to just lay down and give us the win, or give them the win. I'm sorry. Carrizo will lose if that happens. So Carrizo needs to go in knowing they have to play this game and finish it off 4 quarters and go out victorious.
The thing I can say about Poteet, they
But-
can move the ball. They move the ball.
And I'll give you this much. They did, when they played against us, they did seem like a threat in the beginning. They
Yeah.
did. But
I like their quarterback. Quarterback's pretty.
then the
Decent.
second quarter came.
What was it,
and-
Estrada?
Yeah, Patrick Estrada, he's
Uh-huh.
a great quarterback.
It's
He's
a
a good
good
quarterback.
Dang it, I was falling asleep in this show, and then
But I just can't see him doing much. I think just like we key on
You know what?
players, they're gonna key on that quarterback.
I think he's trying to catch up to you.
I'm trying to
I
make him a
think
move.
that's the reason.
I'm trying to make him a move right now.
Rob,
Right now, it's late in the season.
Rob,
Not the time.
All my
Poteet-
chips on
Poteet's
the
not
middle of the
doing
table right now.
I'm all in.
Put up or shut up.
No.
Oh my God.
No, this,
Well, Rob-
you have 2-7 in the pocket. Don't do this.
This ain't the Little Giants movie. Yeah.
So I'm going with Poteet on that one.
All right.
it's already on stone.
That's my
That's it.
story, and
That's
I'm
it.
sticking to it.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of. I mean, I never liked the idea of 4 teams making the playoffs, but now I like it. I mean,
Yeah.
it keeps every game exciting. Now we're at the end of the year, and people are still fighting for playoff spots, and it makes it exciting. The kids deserve it. I
It's
mean,
not only
it's-
exciting, but it
it's-
makes every game meaningful.
Exactly, it
Also.
does. It does.
Yeah.
Just a couple years ago, actually about 4 or 5 years ago, Bandera came in as a 3rd place team. The first year that they allowed 3 teams into the playoffs, and Bandera was picked to lose every single playoff game by 30 plus points, and even in the state championship, they were picked to lose by 36, and they end up winning the state championship as coming in as a 3rd place team and being the underdog for every single ball game. So
That wasn't that long ago. That wasn't that long ago.
no, that wasn't that long.
No.
And
Remember
just
that?
to steal a cliche from the NFL, any given Sunday, well, any given Friday, any
Yeah.
given Friday,
That-
anybody
that's
can
our-
beat
That's
anybody.
our motto. That's our
Any
motto.
given Friday, anybody
Trademark.
can
Every
beat
time you say
anybody.
that, that's 10 cents.
10 cents for the other sports show.
All right, let's move along.
Let's move along.
What do we got?
Okay, the other game in the district, of course, is Pearsall, 5-4 on the season, 2-1 in district at Divine, 6-3 and 3-0 in district.
Okay,
right there.
now this
right.
one.
Yeah.
All right, now this one. Now
Who
this
wants to kick it off?
one.
You want to kick it off, David?
I'll kick it off.
Okay, kick it
All
off.
right. Pearsall. Okay, they're pretty much 3rd place, but if they lose, things can happen.
Yeah.
Things can happen. It's kind of tough. Coaches like, do we rest our players? Do we fight this game hard? We're set pretty much in 3rd place. Pearsall is a threat. I'll tell you that much. It's a threat in the sense that they can score on pretty much everybody except on what was it, Dilly? They barely scored 12 points on them. But Divine is just Joe Guerrero. Their offense, their defense, they just move the ball. They're going to tell you, we're running the ball. Stop us if you can. And if you stop us, we got like 3 other players or 4 other players that can take you out. So at Divine, I like Divine.
Over under 50 points for Divine.
Yes, I think it's going to be, because I don't think Divine, once they take the lead, they're going to pull out a lot of players already. I'm going to say 35-14.
13-14.
I think you took too long, and I think this is an easy game to pick. Divine takes it. There's no, I don't have to describe much of this game, but I think the Divine that I know doesn't pull back. I think they're going to go 50-some or 60 points to, maybe I'll give them 6 points for Pearsall. I think Pearsall is really down and out when Chris City went in there and beat us.
Shattered their image.
Because they didn't expect us to go and fight as hard as we did. And we saw that article on the news. And what is it, KSAT 12? And that was a good article. And it just showed the proof they didn't see the happenings coming up. They took us lightly. I think it's a big defeat for them. I don't think they're going to be in it. I think they're going to settle for 3rd place. I think Divine takes it.
Yeah, I think Divine's going to win it, but I'm just wondering the score because I'm like, Divine pretty much has first place sewn up, so I don't think maybe the first quarter the stars are coming out.
Yeah, the first half or something like that.
First quarter, even the second quarter.
Divine had the district against us last time, and they went, took it to us, took pictures of the scoreboard. That's the way they roll. They don't care about our feelings. I haven't seen them care about our feelings in a long time.
It's not feelings. I'm just hoping they probably don't want to get one of their starters injured for the playoffs.
They don't think they care about that either.
Divine.
They were just like Navarro.
Divine.
Go for it, bro.
So we go with Divine or
Divine,
score?
but I say 55-6.
Wow! I ain't thought about that one. I ain't thought about that one. Good job.
Because I'm saying, because even for the starters, I think the backups will do well too.
Wow, that's a good one.
That's cool.
No, I'm thinking. I think it's gonna be a blowout. Also, I think Divine big, but I think I'm with Bobby. I think they'll score like crack to 60 point because I want to think Divine want to go in a hot streak. Make Pearsall an example going to the playoffs. I think they're gonna go maybe 65-2, but I think Pearsall's gonna score some points. I would say maybe 24. No, maybe 26.
But
I would say.
you got to also take consideration. Now, they stopped our run. They stopped our run considerably compared to other times that we've
Are you
run.
talking about Divine or Pearsall?
No, the Pearsall Crystal game. Mm-hmm. Now, they got a decent front 4. They got some big boys up there in the front. Because Divine's basically running. Can they control it? Yes. Can they mow over Pearsall? I think it's going to be a little bit harder than that. So that's what makes it interesting. So that 55, 65, wow.
Well,
I think they'll crack to 60. I would say.
Okay.
well,
The reason that's because Pearsall's gonna score some points and they're gonna make him angrier. It's kind of like the Hulk. They're gonna get angrier and they're gonna score more points.
I go with the 55 because against us they scored 53, right?
Yeah.
Against Couriers, how much did they score? In the 50s, right?
50 also.
Yeah.
Against Poteet, it was 50.
53.
53.
Yeah. Wow.
Against Poteet, it was 50, so it's going to be in this 50 range for this last game.
Okay. What do you think, John?
Well, I mean, with all due respect, I mean,
That's talking to you guys right there.
Stop looking at me, John. Don't look at me.
with all due respect, I mean, Pearsall does a good job. I mean, I know Coach Silva and Coach Graff, I mean, they're great offensive minds. They do a good job, and their kids practice too. I mean, now coming back from a tough loss against Crystal City, and they're going to be stinging a little bit. I know some of their kids are hurt. But they're going to step up too. I mean, they're going to step up. They practice. The coaches motivate them. And then, with all due respect to Coach Quisenberry and Coach Crosby over there and Divine, I mean, they're a fine oiled machine. I mean, they do a great job, and they know what's on the line too.
Do I hear a Divine there? Do you hear a Divine there somewhere?
Yeah, I mean, they all do a good
Are
job.
you related to this guy?
They all do a great job. I mean, and it's going to be a big game. I think it's going to be a big game. I think Pearsall is going to come up, but Divine offensive line and their front seven is just so physical. I mean,
Manhandle and everything.
With
yeah.
all due respect to Joe Guerrero, as a running back, he's a fine running back and he does a great job. But there's a reason he does a good job. Is that offensive
lineman,
line?
yeah.
I mean, sometimes he doesn't get touched after 5-10 yards, and sometimes he hasn't even got touched then.
Yeah.
I think just Divine's going to be a little bit too much for Pearsall.
Yeah.
That's at Divine. That's at Divine district championship
Yeah, that's what
on
it
the
is.
line.
Yeah.
They're going to step up, and I picked Divine.
Okay, so it'll be clean sweep, Divine.
Clean sweep. Yeah, we have a debate on the scores on that one. I think y'all went crazy on that. Y'all just haters.
I just don't see Divine being merciful.
No, they're not.
Because I remember being in that game when they clinched the game basically in halftime, and they came
kept
out
it.
and it still were going on in fourth and short. They still went for it, and you can punt it and be merciful.
I just think second half just could be all underclassmen or something.
Cheerleaders probably be playing.
Well, no, let's jump.
What
in.
do we got?
Let's jump in.
But I am hoping Pearsall wins though. the coach grab, hey, good, get all those trick plays out. Confuse the hell out of Divine and wish
Yeah.
you well. Because that would be awesome. A 3-3
Yeah,
tie
and I
for
hope
first
so,
place.
and I actually hope it's a heck of a game. I hope we put up a great fight.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go ahead and our neighbors from the north, La Pryor. I'm not sure what's going on with them.
Yeah, LeBron.
Rock Spring coming in season 4-5, 3-1 in district. La Pryor in season 3-6.
Yeah,
And district 2-2.
2-2.
These games will be played at La Pryor.
Yeah,
This should be a good game. Now, of course, they lost a close game last week against the Hyenas. We mentioned that earlier in the show, and I think they had a shot to win it. Well, not really. The game really wasn't as close as the score indicated. I think at the end, the Hyenas had the game full control. I think towards the fourth quarter, La Pryor was making the game out of it. So I'm not too sure about La Pryor. They might still make it the playoffs. I'm not too sure about their district standings right there and there.
right.
But if they win this ball game, will they go into the playoffs?
I would say, I would say C, because I think even Lakey it's in the mix too. Now that's surprising. Normally Lakey's it's not known for the football.
Like I told you, they probably gathered some kids around there and just made a team and coming up on that one. But yeah, La Pryor, the consistency on there. I mean, they look like playoff contenders in one game, and I mean they beat Brackett. I mean that has something to do with it, and then they lose to Lakey. I mean, not take away anything from Lakey, but I mean La Pryor. I mean, if you want to make some noise in the playoffs, you got to beat certain teams. If anything, at least the teams you got to beat. I don't know. La Pryor has.
Do you think you have enough to?
I don't know.
I'm going with La Pryor in this one.
Wow.
And obviously, I don't think La Pryor can win big games, man. I think they make every game close.
Yeah.
So I think it's gonna be a close game, and hopefully La Pryor takes it and gets a ticket to the playoffs. There.
Let me go. Also, this is a tough game. I think it can go either or, but I want to say that La Pryor can pull it off. I'm gonna give to La Pryor also. I think that somehow they're gonna find a way to win it because they can score points, especially that running back. What was his name? Bliss.
Yeah.
Bliss. I think he had a monster of a game also.
He had like over 200 some yards.
Yeah.
with 3 TDs.
So at home, I think La Pryor plays a little bit better at home. So I'm gonna give the edge to La Pryor by a TD, I would say. So maybe
Now, what's the record on
on Rock Springs?
yeah?
Overall, it's 4-5.
But they're 3-1 in their district.
Yeah,
though.
31 district.
So they taking care of pretty much.
Yeah, they're in second place right now. I think. Well, not really. If they lose, they might go down to third. Because they would tie up with La Pryor at that point.
Yeah.
So
And I think Rock Springs knows what's
Mistake.
in stake right now. It's about positioning. Gosh, dog, I hate to do that, but give me Rock Springs.
Rock Springs.
Yeah, Rock Springs 21-14.
You want to catch up to Robert? That's what you gotta do there.
I'm also going with Rock Springs. It's gonna be really hard fought, but I think Rock Springs is gonna have enough.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm following you, lead, Bobby. You play Pryor, I'm following you.
Yeah. Well, Robert, welcome to the promised land.
What do you think on that one? Then?
Well, I mean, I know LaPrire was expecting to have a good season after they had a very successful run in the playoffs.
Right.
I know they had some pretty key injuries that came up here at the beginning of the season, and they played some teams tough, and they played some tough teams too. I mean, Brackett's pretty decent, and they lost them, or they beat them by a point, I should say.
Yeah.
And then they lose to Natalia, but Natalia is a pretty fine team too.
Yeah.
They lost to Carn City 27-0.
Yeah, but Carn City is a good team too.
Yeah, Carn City's pretty good. I believe Carn City's playoff bound too in that district. I'm gonna have to go with LaPrire. I mean, they're playing at LaPrire. I think they're really gonna step up. Like it's tough on these lower classification games. You get a kid or two hurt, and I mean you're already playing, with a low amount of kids,
Yeah.
and but I would think that seniors have it on the line here. Last game of the season at home, they're gonna step up. I'm gonna go with LaPrire.
Okay, LaPrire. Okay, let's jump into Alvaro's team, the Uvalde Coyotes.
Second team, come on.
Oh, second team. Oh, sorry.
Coyote.
Coming to the game at 8-1, 5-1 in the district.
Dang.
At Mineta Valley, 3-6. That's on Mineta Valley like right there. But they're turning around a little bit in the district. They're 3-3. So this is a rivalry game also.
But you know who's in the district, right? Southside.
Southside.
Uvalde.
Somerset.
I mean, Medina Valley, I don't think they ever had a chance from the beginning. Honestly.
Well,
I think they took care of all the Laredo schools for those 3 wins, right?
Yeah, and then Laredo schools, too. It's just, I mean, Uvalde. And they're playing at Medina?
Yes, at Mineta Valley.
Okay.
Medina Valley.
And keep in mind, some key players are back in Mineta Valley.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like how much practice, how much game time have they had if they're just coming back in?
Well, they have to start somewhere.
They're not going to be like Uvalde's going to be in full.
Let me ask you this, Bobby. Is their quarterback back?
I think he's back. Jerry Alvarez is back. And I know if Chris Castillo gets the football, he doesn't anything but positive on there.
Must be your cousin.
I don't know. He's only got 3 yards, so I don't know. He might be distant. That seems distant from.
Yep.
So we have to admit Uvalde's a running team, and that's all they're gonna do. The quarterback not only is of course their quarterback, but is also their leading rusher as well, and not only that, 14 TDs. Come on, I mean they're doing something right on that offense. But you can't take away from their defense. Uvalde has a pretty decent defense. Mm-hmm. I don't think they've allowed more than 28, 35 points in a game. Now, when you play against like Somerset, Coy Detmer Jr., I mean, they lost to that game, but it was a very close game. They allowed the passing. But I don't know. Medina Valley, I liked them in the beginning. They've let me down since. Give me Uvalde. And not only that, give me Uvalde big. 40-16.
40-16.
Yeah.
I say Uvalde, and I say 21-7.
21-7. I like that.
Uvalde, but like it's going to be like, because I know how they did against Martin. Martin was beating them until the fourth quarter, and then they just went off in the fourth quarter. So it's going to be like, I say similar score, like 44-28.
Wow, high school.
I'm also going with Uvalde, but I think I'm with Bobby. I think it'll be mid-scoring game.
Low scoring.
Low scoring, under 20, I would
think
say.
Medina's been able to stop anybody.
I think maybe
Rivalry games tend to bring out the best in a lot of kids, and you really want them. Like we always say this with the Carrizo game. We always wish they play the same way throughout the whole season, same emotion, same purpose.
Exactly.
But it just happens that we're humans, and somehow you can get pumped up higher. In my case, I just played one way all year round.
That's what I saw you play, Bobby.
Yeah.
I think I wanna go with Minerva. No, Uvalde, sorry.
Oh, like all right.
Uvalde.
No, you picked
21
Medina. I
to 20.
I was ready to spread that lead there.
No. 21 to 20.
21 to 20. Wow, 1 point.
1 point. Minerva is gonna go for 2 to win the game in the fourth quarter, and they're not gonna make it.
called it here.
I called it. You heard it here first.
KHER, Robert. Those sports guys. Let's go.
Okay, John, take it.
I got to keep it going. I mean, Uvalde's pretty top notch. They've beaten some very, very quality teams in a very tough district.
Yeah.
And they barely lost to Somerset with a very good second team quarterback.
Actually, they scored 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter.
You know, and I know Coach Trevino and Coach Gary Mack over there do a great job. And they got something going over there in Uvalde. They're doing something right. I know they got a good class of seniors in that group. It's a rivalry game. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough, but I think Uvalde is going to pull through on this one.
They can
Keep
play
it going.
What do you got to score, John?
I'm going to go. Let's go 35-14.
Oh, there you go.
Uvalde's got it rolling. They got it rolling.
So they
Keep it going.
They can cleanse the district in this one, right?
Yeah, I think Uvalde needs to win to
tie with Somerset.
Somerset. And I
then
know,
we'll go
and
by
I have
points.
Somerset. Matter of fact, Somerset stopped in the game here. So next game, Eagle Pass win 4-5 overall, 3-3 in district at Somerset, 62 overall, 5-1 on district.
Yeah.
Now Wynn is playing better ball the last.
They're
few
play,
weeks.
I'll give them that. You know, they're playing very good ball now. A lot better than Eagle Pass
Yes,
Eagles.
they're going opposite
Wow.
directions.
But is this the week that they go make that turn into the playoffs?
I would love Wynn to win.
And if they win, they pretty much got a spot in the playoffs. But Somerset,
It's good.
see, the thing is, Somerset's still fighting for position. They can't afford another loss.
Well, keep in mind that Somerset doesn't play defense. They play mostly offense.
Yeah, well,
now
they're gonna
Wynn play.
They're going to
somewhat
outscore you.
good defense. Yeah,
Somerset's
true.
going to outscore. I mean, but don't get me wrong. I mean, somebody like Wynn, they'll be able to.
But Carrizo, you face Wynn, right?
Yeah, I mean, they run a very good offense.
But
And they throw some misdirection, and they run in a little zone, zone read, and they got a little misdirection. They'll throw Somerset off, but I think Somerset has just got a lot of offensive weapons.
Yeah, I'm thinking too. I think they have too much offense.
They got way too much offense, and
Coy Dedman Jr., he can throw that ball. Not only that, he's going to find them receivers.
Well, let me start. I'm going to go with Wynn in this one.
What?
Wow.
What?
He said it. It's
He
recorded.
said it.
No, make a mistake. I'm going with Somerset. Sorry. I
He
made a
said
mistake.
win.
Rob,
Somerset's going to win.
You can't
That's
go
what I
back,
meant.
Rob.
No, sorry. I made a mistake.
Sounds
I'm going with Somerset
Sounds
in this
like
one.
my Friday nights.
No, I'm not that crazy. Not yet.
wow,
My
Rob.
craziness was my petite right there.
I was excited when you said
No.
I'm like, yes.
No. So I'm going with Somerset in this one.
What's the score?
I think big, maybe 41 to I don't know, 12.
Oh.
Let's put it that way.
Okay.
I say Somerset 35-14. I think that Somerset will be merciful and finish with good commanding lead and go to the playoffs.
I'll take Somerset, but a little bit higher than that. I like them. Somerset 42 to 14. Somerset.
I say, for me, what I'm saying, Somerset, 48 to 21. But what I want is somehow even wins. Because that would be
that would guarantee their first spot.
But
But
it's
I
going
don't
to be
think so.
Somerset.
Yeah.
Somerset.
No, Somerset is just pretty good, and they're playing at Somerset. Tip off your hat to Wynn. They've won the last 3 ball games, beaten 3 very good Laredo teams. Cigaro's had a high-powered offense all year, and they only held them to 20 points. Martin and Nixon, and at the beginning of the year, LBJ just lost the district championship against Laredo United, and that was a pretty close ball game, 28 to 14.
Yeah.
And LBJ is a pretty good team, and they almost won the district championship in that one. So Wynn's got the athletes. Somerset has a lot more athletes.
Has the program.
Yeah, and they're pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so that was a clean sweep right there with Somerset across the board. Okay,
Almost
now
wasn't, Robs.
no, yes it was. So now this is the game where we separate the man from the boys, right?
Oh,
Oh wow.
Hondo at Lido. Hondo coming
Bring
to Hondo coming to the game at 4-5.
Who do you want more? Who do you want more?
At Lido, 5-3 overall, 1-2 in district. Of course, the winner here locks in third place right for the district,
yeah.
and the loser goes for fourth place.
And the winner gets to meet up with the powerful Kansas City Javelinas.
And the loser is going to meet up Divine, which I'm pretty sure nobody wants to face Divine.
No.
God, so
Who wants to go first?
yeah.
Who do you want more in the playoff?
I
then?
can go. or you wanna go,
I'll say Hondo wins the game, and I think we talked about who do we want, and I want Hondo. I want us to go and beat Hondo to move in our playoffs. I don't know if I ever said I don't like Hondo, Rob.
I think you mentioned it once or twice.
Yeah, I can't stand that Asian that helmet.
How about that owl?
You know, like that crazy looking out.
I hate porque es pura brujería. Hondo es pura brujería. For her English, I just said Hondo is a real cool team.
For the Spanish impaired.
Yeah.
Now, I want Lido to win. I do. I want Lido to win so we can match up against Lido. That'd be great. That'd be awesome. I think Hondo will win the game. They're playing where?
Lido.
Oh. Give me Lido. Close
Lido.
game. Close game. 28. 28-24.
2024.
Lido pulls it out at the end, fourth quarter. Lido's trailing 21-20 to 24. Scores at the end, wins 28-24.
So do a little.
I want Hondo. Because so many years.
What?
I want Hondo. Because so many years we had Hondo in our district.
Yeah.
Every year we came. Hondo usually just smashed us.
So you want to face
I
Hondo?
want to face Hondo and finally just give one.
Give them what's due to them.
What's due to them after all those years.
No.
It's gonna be, but it's gonna be.
Look at that. Even Robert's shaking his head.
It's gonna be close.
I want to face Lido in the playoffs.
Thank you.
The reason is because Lido beat us last time in the playoffs,
Yes.
and I want to return the favor.
Yeah.
I want to beat Lido.
Hondo runs deeper than that.
No, that's true. But actually, Lido, for whatever reason, in the district, has always been Crystal, Lido, Carrizo for a long time for that final spot and stuff like that. And I remember one year we had to go to Lido, and if we won that game, we were in the playoffs,
Yeah, but we got blown down to that.
and we got blown out. And the thing is, they didn't stop. It was constant, and they kept on pouring it, even though they could have run out the clock.
And I hated that announcer. Remember?
There's another first down for Lido.
Just the way we like
That's the way we like it.
Lido, oh man, I want to go up there and
Punch him in the throat.
yeah. Just the way we like it.
Yeah.
I still have nightmares with that.
No, yeah. The concession stand's real good though.
And you want to go back, Robert?
I want to go back and show them a lesson. So I think Lido's going to win this one. I think they got more firepower than Hondo, and I think their defense is half decent. But I do give credit to Hondo. Hondo's defense, I think they play pretty good.
Yeah.
They're not bad at all.
They matched up well
defensively.
against Divine.
Yeah, and I agree with you. I think as far as matchup, I feel that I think the Javelinas match up better against Lido, but I think Hondo will have the edge against Lido, so that's why I give it to him. And it's gonna be at Lido. I don't know.
Yeah, it's gonna be in like I think Lido 32, maybe 24, something like that.
Yeah. Close.
Close.
Yeah.
I'll give the edge to Lido.
So what was the picks here?
I had Lido.
Hondo.
Yeah.
Hondo.
It's going to be a good ball game. I
It's
mean,
gonna be a good
Lido has the returning defensive MVP from last year from our old district.
That's right.
And he's pretty good. I got to see a little film on Lido this year, even though we didn't play him, and that they do a good job. I'm not sure who the coach is over there. They got a new coach over there, and Hondo's pretty good too. They have a great defense. The men, I know they got numero dos Hyman He's pretty good offensively, and they do a lot of things through him. Coach Roche does a good job. He makes sure that you cross your T's and dot your I's, because he'll bring trick plays. All facets of the game, you got to have it covered. I think Hondo's just going to be a little bit too much for Lytle there. And they got a little bit more offensive weapons, and I think Hondo's going to pull that one off, guys.
Spoken like a true coach right there.
Right there.
I agree with you, coach.
Even though it's at Lytle, I mean, it should be a good game. It should be a real good game. And they, like you said, you can't forget, Hondo and Divine went down to the wire. I mean, that was a close ball game, and Hondo just found a way to keep that game close. And they scored a couple trick plays. They scored on special teams. So when they cover all facets of the game there.
Well, let me ask you this: now that we're on that district, I mean, how real or how true is Navarro? I mean, are they just freaking monsters? They're just even Wimberley couldn't beat them. I mean, that's a tough district. I mean, honestly, that's one district.
Right, it's one of the tougher districts in the area or in the state.
Because Navarro, first and foremost, Wimberley, and then you got Hondo and Lytle. I mean, those are. I mean,
well, I'm glad Hondo's in that district.
Leno, I mean, Pobrecitos. I mean, they're the stepchild of the district, so they're our poteet.
Yeah.
It's a tough district when you got Navarro and Wimberley. Those guys are always competing, not just to get in the playoffs.
Yeah.
They're competing to go deep in the playoffs
as well.
And that's a tough district. And then you got Hondo, that is obviously a great team too. I mean, they were always competing for for district championships in our district too. So you got people that could win other people's district coming in third or fourth in that district. So that's a tough district right there. Navarro's a great team, and they run a slot T offense, and they just dominate the running game, and they keep the ball out of your hands, and they just keep going first downs all the time.
Yeah. It's gonna be a good game. I think it's gonna be a good game.
Okay, let's get one more game in, and now wrap up this session. The last game, bigger schools. Let's go with Alamo Heights. Alamo Heights, 7-2, 61 in district. At Kerrville tie, 7-2 overall, 61 in district. This might be for the district championship right here.
God, where are they playing?
At Kerrville. Now,
what's the record on? I'm sorry.
Overall, 7-2 on both teams. 7-2.
6-1 in the district.
Wow. Yeah, 6-1. Had a huge district. 7 games in district. That's including this one, 8 games in district.
San Antonio,
so it's
right?
a huge.
So it's Alamo Heights.
Alamo Heights. Now,
Mules.
The little bit I know about Alamo Heights, they can really score some points. Even Kerrville, matter of fact. I think last year they haven't played as well. The last 2 years, matter of fact. But they came around this round with the Kerrville.
Kerrville's been good, but. For whatever reason, after Johnny Manziel, I mean, they're not as potent as they used to be. I know Alamo Heights is coming around nicely. They're actually peaking at the right time, per se, in games. So, God, give me Alamo Heights. Give me the Mules.
The Mules.
Kicking them. Kerrville Tivy.
Score?
It's going to be a decent game. 35-28.
35-28.
No.
You want to go out or want me to jump in?
I think it's going to be Alamo Heights. But it's going to be like a basketball scoreline, though. It's going to be high scoring. Both teams can put up points, right?
Yeah, and both of them can score.
It's going to be like
easily crack the 50.
It's going to be like that Somerset Port Lavaca game from back. It was like...
that was a good game, though.
Yeah, it was like 60-something to 48 or something, right?
Yeah.
They broke the 100 mark.
I think this one's probably going to break the 100 mark.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a high-scoring game as well.
Yeah.
35-28.
So Alamo Heights, I say it's going to be like 54-52 Alamo Heights.
Wow, well, wait a minute. Wow. Pump your brakes there, buddy.
I think I'm going with Alamo Heights, too. I think they're proven. I think traditionally they're a real good powerhouse. And they normally make some noise in the playoffs, but for whatever reason, they had never won the whole thing in recent memory anyway.
Yeah, Alamo Heights,
they usually go 3 or 4 rounds deep, but you know, until they face some sort of juggernaut. So I'm going to give the edge to Alamo Heights, but I will not be totally shocked if Kerrville wins it. So I'm going to say high scoring game, like I would have said.
Now Kerrville Tivy and then
I would say maybe 50-40 44, 45.
Some
that high scoring
yeah.
game, I would say.
Because at one time Uvalde was with these
Right.
guys, district, the Kerrville Tybee, and Alamo Heights, but now Uvalde moved down a little bit further south to Somerset and a lot of Laredo teams. So I mean, their district is for them to pick.
Now they're gonna play over there at the Hill Country, so it might be snowing over there. So who knows?
Sleet at least,
Sleet at
for
least.
sure. Yeah,
They
ice
have-
on the road.
They have a nice stadium over there. I mean, remember David went over and saw a game over there a few years
we
ago?
got lost though.
Yeah, we got lost.
We got lost.
I'm gonna go ahead and go with Kerrville.
Kerrville.
Wow, good job, Bobby. Good
I
job.
think Kerrville will pull it out. I'm glad we pulled out the stats here, but I think home field advantage. I think Kerrville
Yeah,
pulls
it's
it out.
pretty high scoring. You can see there.
So the stats for Alamo Heights, I'm curious to see. I'm sure they're pretty comparable too.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Alamo Heights
So
is
Bobby,
known.
you going with
What's the score? What did you score, Bobby?
I'm saying maybe 48 to 40.
Kerrville Tybee.
Kerrville
Now,
Tybee,
Heights,
yeah.
Alamo Heights, they've got a pretty balanced offense. I think they pass a little bit more than they rush, but not by much. But look at that. Yeah, Dalton Banks passing, 2,114 yards passing,
24 TDs?
24 TDs.
That's the same thing for the Kerrville Tybee kid too.
Yeah. And they've been blowing out people pretty much the same.
They barely got past Floresville.
Now Floresville's pretty
Yeah,
good this year
Floresville's
too, though.
pretty damn good
Yeah,
this
not
year.
bad. I mean, they played some tough teams there. I mean, they played O'Connor. They got beat by O'Connor, but it's still a 10-point game. I mean,
Yeah.
they're going up in classification.
I
Bernie
forgot.
champion.
Yeah, they're undefeated. Matter of fact, they're going for second place.
Yeah.
I think both of them lost was again Bernie champion.
Yeah, Bernie Champion's got that
Bernie had a
quarterback.
quarterback. They got that
Bernie
quarterback.
Champion has a quarterback that's going to D1. I'm not sure exactly where, but I mean, that's still 56-31. And they're a pretty good ball team. I mean, it should be a real good game. I mean, that's probably a good little hill country matchup right there.
Yeah,
I mean, it's almost a toss-up. It's only just a coin flip, pretty much. I got to go with Kerrville Tybee, though. I mean, they wouldn't surprise me if Alamo Heights won this one. That's a pretty good game to go watch right
You know what,
there.
Coach? Let's load up the van. Let's go right now.
let's go. Let's head over there.
Let's head out there.
Well, so that concludes. Unless you want me to keep on going, Eva.
I think we're good on that. On
Yeah.
the stats. We can go all night.
Yeah, we can go all night. Let's go ahead and stop here.
But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and come back, and we'll go do some college and some NFL. And but keep
Keep it
listening
tuned
to
in
us.
here. 94.3 KHER.
All right, welcome back, Hog Nation, to another segment, our last segment for the Other Guy Sports Show. You're listening to us on,
KHER 94.3.
and you can look us up on the web.
Facebook.com/Other Guy Sports Show.
Don't worry about the pictures on there. Just it was one of those nights.
Yes.
Anyway, so we done the high school. Like I
Yeah.
said, it's wrapping up week 11. Teams are getting ready for playoffs, and I think that's next week already. Where we're gonna play, what stadium, we still don't know. That we'll probably know by maybe Sunday or Monday for sure on
We'll
that.
post it on the Facebook once we know.
Yeah, once we know, we'll post it up anyway. But let's go into college.
Let's go college.
God, I
College.
love college.
Let's go.
Bobby, you know you're watching college more now.
You guys are forcing me to watch some college football.
College is awesome.
It's a good ball game.
It's
a
Saturday.
good ball game.
What do you do? Watch football, sleep, and eat. Well, what do you want?
I just follow the Javelinas, the Cowboys, and I don't care about anybody else. But now you guys have me watching some football now.
I mean, how's your wife doing about that?
Oh, she doesn't like it at all.
Then she's probably like
and,
every other.
and I hope she's not listening to this. She's gonna start hating you guys.
Oh. Well, last time she didn't even open the door for us last time. Anyway, so what games we got, Robert?
Oh, let's kick it off the first game. Kansas State, the the Wildcats, right?
Kansas State Wildcats.
7th ranked versus TCU 6th ranked. It should be a heck of a game right here. But Kansas State has a good defense right there. You
Well,
can't-
not only that, their offense is coming around pretty damn decent.
yeah,
too.
and I like their offense. I like their old school mentality.
Yeah.
Offense, running quarterback.
Yeah, running quarterback. He's
It's
a good
cool.
one, too.
And it's a tough runner. That running back right there, that quarterback / running back. So that should be a heck of a game right there. I think the winner of this one.
Kansas State versus TCU.
Now,
Man, that is a game.
now, Kansas State is ranked 7th, and TCU is ranked number 6.
And Kansas State, the only loss was against Auburn, I believe, early in the season, right?
Something like that.
Yeah, early.
But they've been dominating the Big 12 pretty much.
Yeah.
Even they've been beating Texas.
and of course,
Which is not
Everybody's
really,
being
TCU lost in a heartbreaker against Baylor a few weeks ago. That was, I think, they're still scoring points right there in that game.
All right.
It was a high scoring game right
But
there.
you see that 80 points? Oh, God almighty.
Yeah, I think TCU had a commanding lead throughout the game on that one until Baylor came back and,
I think it's a
Beat 'em.
pretty good matchup. I mean, I know I'm going to probably watch this game. It's an evening game. God. I can't, you know what? Let me start it off. I like TCU, Horned Frogs. I like them, and not only that, they're going to play at Carter Stadium at Fort Worth. I think their offense is just too potent. I mean, Kansas State might be able. It's going to be a high-scoring game. I'll tell you that much. They might be able to shoot out with them for a couple of quarters, but I think at the end TCU comes out and just beats them. It's going to be like 48-45, something like that.
yeah, TCU. TCU's going to win it. What is it going to be like? 50,
I'm
50
no,
to 48.
50 to 40. Wow, close.
50 to 48.
Yes.
That's pretty close.
I'm going with Kansas State. I'm going with Kansas State. I like their old school mentality, and I think they have enough offense, and I think they may be playing the best defense against TCU. Now TCU sometimes they can play good defense, but they're not really consistent.
It's a shootout, yeah.
But I'm concerned about TCU's offense. Might be too much for Kansas, but a close game. I think low scoring game. I want to say Kansas is going to beat this one. Yeah.
Low scoring?
Well, low
How
scoring.
can you say low scoring?
Low scoring for them, mid-20s.
Well, I'm going with Robert. I think Kansas State will win this. This is like the upset.
Yeah, I think so. It'll be some upset. Like I said, a low scoring. Now, if it was Javelinas, that'll be high scoring for Javelinas right there. 25, but for them, that's low scoring for them.
Yeah,
But it's Texas Christian. Come on. Christian Catholic schools did well. Christian and Catholic schools did well this year.
That's right.
So, Bobby, you going with Kansas?
I'm
State?
going with Kansas State, Robert.
Even though they're Wildcats, you know.
I wouldn't even mention that. I'm not going for the Wildcats. I'm going for Kansas State, Robert. I can't even look at that logo right now.
I got to watch TCU last week on the TV, and they played in a hostile environment in West Virginia.
Yeah.
West Virginia is highly ranked too, and
And they took care of
TCU grinded it out to the to the end. And TCU was trailing the whole way, and they just kept grinding and grinding. And now, needless to say, TCU did not take advantage of the turnovers they picked up. They picked up 5 or 6 turnovers against West Virginia, just didn't convert them to points. I really felt TCU should have blown them out. But West Virginia is a tough place to play.
Yeah.
Now, how much they got left against Kansas State, it's tough to get up for 2 big games back-to-back, but they're playing in Texas, and I'm a Texas boy, and I'm never going to go against Texas. So
Spoken like a true Texas.
So
I believe Texas.
So you're going against the Wildcats. I like that.
No, I'm going against Kansas State. I'm going against Kansas State. If it's Texas versus anybody else, Texas has the best football,
I agree with that.
and I'm going to go with TCU.
There you go.
I would agree with you if we're talking about high school football, but this is college, though.
Yeah, that's true. It's college.
Throw me a score out there, John.
That's going to be tough. I mean, I got to say it's going to be 35-28. I think one of you said that same thing too. I mean, they both got great defenses, but they also have great offenses, great special teams play. It should be
It's
a
gonna be
pretty good game. I
it's gonna
plan
be
to
a hell
watch
of a
that
game,
one.
Yeah.
That's a game to watch right there.
I'm not coming to the festival. I'm going to be watching football. That's a great week. I mean,
I might pick up a taco and then go.
Yeah, exactly.
You go watch that game.
Yeah. You gotta
Exactly.
come to the festival and then go back.
Yeah,
Or
exactly.
go to Mom's house.
No, I'll probably
Get
watch.
people from Poti to come down too.
So we're gonna stay with the Big 12. Another Big 12 matchup. Be number 12 Baylor Bears at Oklahoma, 15 Oklahoma. Which a lot of people think that Oklahoma is not. Early on in the season polls, they were predicting Oklahoma to
Yeah,
win the championship
Oklahoma
game.
was picked to be in the championship game.
Yeah,
Correct.
But so they're not playing, as well. But still, they're a good program, have good athletes. So this should be a heck of a game too.
Yeah,
You already know my opinion on
I
this,
know,
Raj.
I know. So let me start it off first. I think Baylor has too much offense. I think I'm going to give the edge to Baylor. But Oklahoma, I think they play tough at home though. So it's going to be a rowdy crowd over there. And
Right.
where do they play? Not Norman, right? Or
I believe they are playing in Norman.
Yeah, no,
Norman.
Norman.
Yeah. So I think I'm going to give the edge to Baylor. I think Baylor can score a lot of points. And Oklahoma, I think they play good defense, but I'll give the edge to the offense and Baylor, the Baylor Bears. So I think they'll win big. Matter of fact, by at least 3 touchdowns.
Baylor's gonna rip them to shreds. Which Oklahoma to shreds.
Yeah.
Baylor.
Baylor.
I wanted to be like 100-0 or something, but
Yeah, Baylor, 7-1. They can move the ball. Oklahoma, they're okay. They're decent this year, but not the powerhouse they've been in the past couple of years. And then not only that, I mean, their defense really hasn't been able to stop anybody. Oklahoma, so I like Baylor. Baylor, 40-21. It's gonna be blowout.
I'm going with the green and gold in this one.
Woo!
Baby.
Baylor, baby. Texas.
Just going on the colors.
That's all it is. That's all you need sometimes, Bobby.
You go with Texas, John?
I can't go against my word. I'm a Texas boy, and I think the greatest state for football, high school, college, NFL is Texas, and Baylor University. I know Bryce Petty has struggled a little bit, but this is a big game for them. If they really want to get in the contention for being in that Final Four, this is a must-win for them.
Yeah.
And they're going into a hostile crowd at Oklahoma. It's not an easy place to play against the Sooners. But if they're going to make a move, they got to make it now.
Yeah, they need
And
to
hopefully
make a
some
statement
people
here.
will bow. I would love to see some Texas teams involved in that Final Four. TCU's prime.
Right.
Baylor can get back in that. I mean, who wouldn't love to see Baylor and TCU play again? I mean, last time it was a high-scoring affair.
high-scoring
Imagine
game.
that game and being in the Final Four. And Texas, the state of Texas representing the Final Four, we need to get as many teams as we can in Texas.
Mississippi versus Texas.
So I got to go with Baylor.
Hey.
Bryce Petty having a big game.
Okay, and to finish it off on the college picks, let's go and let's stick with the Big 12. 23 ranked West Virginia at Texas Longhorns.
At where? At Austin?
At Austin. And
Oh
they're not ranked. They're not ranked.
But they play hard.
They beat a weak Texas Tech team last week.
Wobbling.
Oh yeah.
So they're coming out of a victory there.
But it was in Lubbock, so give them some credit right there. So
Well,
that's not saying much. Anyway.
I'll start off. West Virginia. They've proven they can play with the big boys. They've been close in many games. They've actually beaten some ranked teams. That's why they're up in the top 25. They're playing in Austin, but for whatever reason, I got this little thing in the back of my mind is like Texas is going to go all out. It's like they're going to go out, but even though they're going to go all out, I think West Virginia takes it. Too powerful. They can compete against big boys, and Texas is not one of the big boys right now. So give me West Virginia 35-14.
30-14.
Texas, I'm not even going to justify that. Just give it that. No, Texas, no, it's Texas.
Give me a score.
You're going with Texas.
I can't give you a score. It's just not as Texas is going to win.
I think Texas, I think their defense is going to keep them in the game. Texas, they play pretty good. Texas. Now, West Virginia, they don't play as good at home. For West Virginia, it is a tough team to beat at home, but they're on the road. But I'm going to give the edge to West Virginia. I think they have better offense than Texas. So I'm going to give the edge in a low-scoring game. West Virginia.
I'm
Maybe
going for the-
28-21.
I'm going with the upset here.
Oh my
I
God!
think Texas has, they're playing. They're gonna put all their cards on the table in this game.
Oh wow! They will. They have to.
Right?
They have to. So,
I'm going with Texas. Just see if Robert can get a chance there. Spreading those picks.
Maybe go back to the Alamo Bowl again. Well, they'll probably make it the Poinsettia Bowl or something like that.
Taco Bell Bowl.
Yeah.
I can't go against what I just said. I mean, Texas has the best
I'm
football
going to hold you
players.
to that, John.
You're blinded, John. You're blinded.
No, I'm not. West Virginia was a fine team, and like I said, they had their chance to beat TCU last week, but they showed some minuses in my eyes. I mean, like I said, they had 5-6 turnovers against TCU. TCU wasn't taking advantage of that. West Virginia, now they have to be the ones that go into a hostile environment, and Royal Stadium will be rocking, and Chuck Strong does a good job over there in Texas, and this would be a great victory for University of Texas, which, like we said, they're struggling to get into a bowl game, but if they beat a ranked team like West Virginia, this would make their seed. They'll put them back in contention, and then they got another tough team, but after that, but I got to go with Texas. I guess I'll go. It's going to have to be close, and it's going to have to be high scoring because West Virginia will put some points up. So I'm going to go 31-35.
Wow. Well, honestly, this Texas season, you shouldn't judge Coach Strong on this one because he hasn't recruited for this team.
No, but he still does a good job with what he has, and
Strong, yeah.
Give him a recruiting class. I want to see how.
I'm not going to go against my word. I'm going to go against Texas. I'm a Texas boy, and I'll follow that.
Well, I'm a realistic boy, and I like West Virginia. What else we got? We're done with the college?
Yeah, we're done with college.
So we go to the big boys.
Let's go
This is
jump-
where people get paid and get suspended.
Let's jump in here to the NFL.
And ruin
my,
our fantasy teams.
Oh, yeah.
oh my
Let's
God.
start off with Big D right there. Dallas Cowboys. Now, this is a neutral site. They're playing overseas, right?
In London.
London.
Wembley
Jacksonville.
Stadium.
So it might be raining and who knows, foggy over there in London.
Well, I'll probably be playing in a dome or something like
No,
that.
it's open stadium.
It's open stadium?
Yep.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an open stadium.
And then it's cool. Maybe Wembley Field or something like
Something like
Wembley.
that. Wembley, yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Fish and chips.
So Jacksonville, I don't know about Jacksonville. Now I know they're playing running back Robinson. I'm not sure they're desperate mode right there.
You have him on your fantasy football league?
Yes, they do. Matter of fact, yes, they do.
I think the Cowboys will show why they're not only America's team, but they're gonna be the world's team there.
There you go.
Oh my
No, important
God.
question. Is Romo back? Yes or no?
No, he's gonna be out for.
We can just put Des Bryant as quarterback and run it out. I think the Cowboys will take this one. I'm gonna go with the Cowboys. Mark me down, Rob.
It's down right there. I'm also going with the Cowboys. Might as well jump in real quick. And so I'm also going with. I think Jaguars. They're just a bad team.
Yeah,
all around.
yeah. Let me tell you, Dallas 6-3 against 1-8 Jacksonville Jaguars, and it's a neutral side. I hate for it to come out of my mouth, but I'm picking Dallas again.
He's just pointing at the star. Right
Oh,
there.
my
He doesn't
God.
want to lean.
You all know?
Yeah, Dallas. Unless they
Dallas.
break my heart again.
Yeah, I'll be shocked if they lose.
Jacksonville Jaguars. That's just exactly what the doctor ordered for Tony Romo's back.
Yeah.
That's exactly what they played some tough teams here lately, and I mean, any given Sunday, anything can happen. I mean, Jacksonville, they practice. They're NFL football players too. Anything can happen overseas. I really think Tony Romo's going to play. I mean, I don't think he would have made that trip all the way over across the pond and not go play. I mean, unless he's there for some publicity or whatever, just to attract fans to watch him sit on the sidelines. But I think he'll play, and he makes a difference. And DeMarco Murray his streak got broken, no 100-yard game. So
Nope.
Jacksonville Jaguars is made to order for another streak to start here, another 100-yard ball game.
It's a
That'd
great prescription there for Romo.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, man.
Right. him out.
Exactly.
Even with
Cowboys
a
all the
broken
way.
back. So Dallas on that one.
Broken back,
He didn't
Romo.
break his back. He just cracked some stuff there.
Hey,
It's a broken back.
say what you want about Tony Romo. That
I
guy's
will.
playing with a punctured lung. He's playing with a, some cracked vertebrae or whatever. I mean, he's tough. I mean, he's begging to go back into the game where people are telling him, "Hey, don't go." But he's a tough individual.
The way Brandon Whedon was playing, I think we probably should give him one more shot.
Okay, let's go and jump in the next game. San Francisco at New Orleans. Now, San Francisco, what was it? The loss last week, didn't they? Lost against.
Yeah.
It was. Man, I forgot the loss. It was
Against the Rams.
The
They
Rams.
lost to the Rams.
the Rams, is right? The controversial call right at the
Yeah.
fourth quarter.
Yeah, that touchdown. They claim it was a touchdown.
That's right. Against New Orleans.
Now they're playing at New Orleans.
Yes, at
Correct.
New Orleans at the Superdome.
Oh man, Saints have been struggling.
Yeah.
They
Surprisingly,
their offense is off. Defense is allowing so many points that.
And
I think what it is, there's no defense, and the offense isn't hitting all cylinders. So it's hard for them to come back.
At one point, New Orleans was one of the favorite teams to win the whole thing in the Super
Yeah.
Bowl.
Yep.
But that's been long gone.
Oh yeah. Let me throw it out there. I like the Niners. I like the Niners at the Saints. I think Niners defense is a little bit more active.
and they have a lot of players coming back.
Yeah.
A lot of key defensive players. So mark me down for the 49ers as well.
Yeah.
49ers. Aloro?
I say 49ers.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm going with New Orleans on that one.
Is Drew Brees your fantasy quarterback?
No, it's not, though, but
Why? Because at home.
he's a quarterback out of Texas, too, so...
I got Frank Gore there, so I hope he has a great career there.
A monster game.
I think at home, I think New Orleans take it to a different level, and I think San Francisco's been struggling, though. Even though the way they lost last week, but come on.
Yeah.
You have to win those games.
But you got to think into consideration, like Bobby said, you got key players coming back.
Yeah, they were missing there. In that
But it should be
defensive-
next man up. I don't know. That's
But it's going to be a nice matchup, Kaepernick versus Breeze.
yeah, so I'll give the edge to New Orleans on that one. I'll go with the Saints on that one.
We're talking about two teams that have very high expectations for this season. I mean, and they're both struggling at
Right?
playing average football, 500 football.
Yeah.
So this is going to be a big game for both of them. I mean, it's being played at New Orleans. San Francisco. Some people picked them to be in the Super Bowl,
Yeah.
and New Orleans is always competing for a Super Bowl. But like I said, I always go for Texas. I know neither one of them in Texas, but Drew Brees is
Drew
a
Brees.
Texas boy,
boy,
born and
right.
bred quarterback. Austin Westlake, if I'm not mistaken.
Austin
So
Westlake.
I got to go.
Chaparrals.
I got to go with the Saints on this one.
And the Saints played at the Alamo Dome a few years ago. So.
There you go. So it makes it even better. There was a time when they thought the Saints were coming to San Antonio
Yes.
too. So
So
they're almost a Texas
any
team.
link to Texas?
Yeah.
That's
Apparently so.
I'm pretty sure there's a Texas boy somewhere in the 49er team.
I'm sure.
I'm sure there is too. I can't think of one right now.
Now, in the last game, it'll be Chicago Bears at Green Bay. Now,
The
this is a
Bears.
rivalry game right there. Now, the Packers, they're inconsistent on the season. So, I'm not sure at Lambeau Field. So, that should be...
I think Green Bay should take care of it. Chicago's offense is struggling. I've had, what's his name, Brandon Marshall, receiver, and he's just stinking it up right now. He's not getting any catches or anything. So they can't throw the ball, and they can barely run the ball. So Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers, he can throw the ball and he can score. So I don't see how Bears can even match up for this game. At Green Bay all the way.
Yeah, Green Bay, no chance with Chicago.
Get me down for Green Bay. I agree with everything you just said there, Dave.
There you go.
I think Aaron Rodgers just will take it to the Bears.
I'm gonna be the odd man out. I'm gonna go with the Chicago Bears.
Wow.
I'm gonna go with Chicago Bears.
The Bears.
The Bears, exactly. The Bears.
God, to me, everything says Green Bay, but I don't know. I kind of like Chicago.
Start listening to Don here. You're seeing a Texas link.
Yeah.
I couldn't come up with a Texas link for the Bears. I'm sure there's one in there too, but
Mike Dick.
no, Mike Ditka.
He played with the Cowboys.
There you go. He's playing with the Cowboys. There you go.
Gee, I don't know, but man, I think I'm going with Green Bay in this one.
Oh,
yeah,
Green Bay.
Rob.
I'm gonna go. I was about to pull the trigger, but I couldn't. And so
Don't be afraid. Any given Sunday.
Any given Sunday.
Last week we saw Redskins upset the Cowboys, and I didn't think that would happen.
With their third string quarterback, right?
And who was that third string quarterback? Texas boy.
and that was the other thing that was mixed emotions because that was good for him.
It's true. I mean, you like to see him be successful, but
yeah.
not against the Cowboys.
Only Vince Young was worth it in the NFL.
So that concludes right there the NFL picks right there.
I got one more game if I can throw one in there.
Sure, go ahead.
I kind of want to see what you're all standing at. Cleveland Browns against the Cincinnati Bengals.
That is a good one.
It's going to be Ohio, the game
Battle of
for Ohio,
Ohio.
Battle of Ohio. Cleveland Browns, of course, coming up better. They had a sloppy first two games, but so far they've been able to win a couple games now. So they're 5-3. Now the Bengals, of course, high-powered offense. Defense can stand up pretty much to anything, so they're at 5-2 as well. And at Cincinnati. No Johnny Manziel. Oh, might he play?
Nah, I don't think so. What's
'Cause
his
that
name?
quarterback
Brandon
was-
Hoyer?
yeah.
Nah, he's doing good. He's doing good.
Pretty good.
He's playing pretty good. I mean, evidently he's 5-3. They're not going to replace a quarterback
No.
right now. I don't think, unless there's some substantial injury or something.
Right.
I don't think we're going to see Manziel.
Yeah.
Besides just holding the clipboard and being on the sideline.
I like Green from
Doing
Cincinnati.
trick plays.
Yeah, exactly.
But I like Cincinnati's offense. AJ Green, just a monster receiver. You know, he'll catch anything within 10 yards.
And he's back, so.
Yeah, he's back.
And
That's right.
I just made a trade right now, or the move to start him again because he was down for me for.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll start off. I like Cincinnati at home. I like their offense is going. Their defense is tough to run on. I don't think Cincinnati. Cleveland Browns can pull this one out this week. So I like Cincinnati.
Bengals for me. There's the Browns.
I know the Browns, right?
Yeah.
Hey, but their record shows 5-3, brother.
Yep.
But it's the Browns. Bengals.
The Bengals.
Look at that.
I like Cincinnati,
Just because of the trade.
because of AJ Green.
AJ Green.
AJ.
Now he's back, and I think he's gonna be
Yeah.
a key role in that victory for them against.
The Battle of Ohio.
I think Bengals. I like the Bengals, but offensively they're not consistent at all. But Bengals. I'm impressed. They have a 5-3 record, so they're doing something right over there.
That's what I said about the Browns too.
I think I'm gonna go with the upset here. I'm gonna go with the Browns in this one.
Oh
I'm
wow.
gonna go with the upset.
Good pick.
I'll go with the Browns and low scoring. Low scoring game, around 20s.
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah.
So I'll go with the Browns in this one, and the upset.
I'm going to keep with my Texas theme.
Oh.
Anybody care to know?
Johnny
Where's the
Manziel.
link at?
Johnny Manziel.
Johnny
No,
Manziel?
no, it ain't Johnny Manziel.
Oh wow!
Oh,
Who's the quarterback for the Bengals?
Oh,
yeah,
Mr. Andy Dalton.
the redhead guy.
Mr. Redhead
who? Texas
himself.
Tech.
No,
No, TCU.
TCU,
Oh,
and he
sorry.
also was a quarterback in Texas high school football.
Yeah.
I'm not sure exactly who he played for. I want to say Katy, but I might be wrong on
No,
that
I
one.
don't think it was Katie.
It was
but
one
we'll
of
find
the
out.
Dallas or Houston schools, I'm
Yeah.
not mistaken. So I'm going to keep my Texas theme and go with
All right.
Cincinnati Bengals.
All right, good
Bengals
man.
it is.
All right, so we got all the picks going on. We got Week 11 coming up tonight. It's going to be a lot of go home or keep going games. I don't know, Carrizo's got one. I know Lido's got some games going on with Hondo. So it's going to be interesting to keep up with games tonight. So it's going to be, and we got to buy
We have a bye, so we can sit back and rest. But
and see what the onslaught aftermath is.
Practice in the rain.
Practice in the rain.
Yeah, and Maverick, this is a good position to be at. I don't remember Crystal being in this position and ever.
Yeah.
It's
Relax.
always at the last game.
Yeah,
Something
we
crazy
win, we
happens.
go in.
Or some sort of crazy tiebreakers in the past.
But it feels good.
Yeah, it does feel good.
It feels good.
Hopefully, we can make some noise or on the playoffs. But I'll reserve judgment to next week's show on that.
Yeah, by hopefully, like I said, by Sunday or Monday, we should know where we're playing, what time, and what date we're gonna play.
Yeah, exactly.
And still, we need our fans to show up, and you know, you do want to have our support for the Carrizo and La Pryor for this weekend. You guys are
Uvalde too.
Uvalde, go to those football games, support your local teams.
So if you're not, like I said, we have a bye this week, the Javelinas. So if you're out of town, San Antonio, Uvalde, down coast, hey, look for the Friday Night Lights. They'll always take you to a good game and just go see what's going on.
Texas football is awesome.
The
Yes,
mecca
sir. I
of
agree.
football. Mecca of football. I think a lot of players can come out of here, and I think we compete with, because I know California, Florida, Alabama, all those states also produce a lot of good football players, but I think Texas is the mecca of football. That's where we're at. But anyway, thanks for joining us again for week 11 for the show on the Other Guys Sports Show on
94.3.
And again, hit us on the web to any comments, Alvaro.
Facebook.com/otherguysportshow.
I'd like to thank John Guerrero here from
Appreciate
Carrizo.
being here, guys. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Robert, any last words?
Well, no, I'm taking. I'm gonna have a good time in the festival, so I'll be there. If you see us there,
there.
Any
buy me a
autographs?
beer.
Buy me a
I'll be
beer.
happy.
Buy me a taco. I'll be happy. Those things are $5 nowadays.
$5 taco.
$5 taco.
Right.
But anyway, if you're here from out of town, enjoy the festival. No football game here in Crystal locally, but like I said, enjoy the festival, and hopefully next week,
Yeah, well,
playoff time, baby.
But we do have Jesse Martinez on the cross country meet.
That's right.
He advanced to state. He came out 6th or 7th in that meet. So he's advancing to Round Rock. So
And that's great
Good job.
to know that somebody
Good job.
representing Crystal in the State Department, especially cross country.
And I saw, when I saw Jesse, because I went to see him run, and he ended that race, and he seemed disappointed. And I'm like, what's wrong? He's like, I beat those guys just last week.
Right.
So he has something to prove on this next meet here in Round Rock. So good luck to him. Hopefully he stays focused, stays healthy, and get ready for that. So
All right, so again, thanks a lot for joining us. We'll see you next week. Playoff time, baby. The Hogs.
Hog Nation.
All right, and thanks a lot for joining the Other Guys Sports Show. We'll see you next week. Thanks a lot.